discuss on the subject of MK11 being dead. Let's discuss something for a little bit, right? I think, let's see, if Injustice 3 drops, will you play it? Probably. I mean, I'm serious when I say I try to play every fighting game that comes out, as long as it's not something that makes me, like, embarrassed. Like, Skullgirls embarrasses me. I can't even fucking look at that game, right? So, same thing with the fucking Brony game. That shit's embarrassing. I don't want to fuck with it. Not touching that shit. But, yeah, if Injustice 3 comes out, even though I don't like Injustice 2, I will buy and play and stream Injustice 3. That's not even a question because, again, I try to buy and play and stream every fighting game that comes out. God, I'm dropping weed flakes everywhere, man. I'm out of control. So, but here's the deal. This is why I think this is like a turning point for the MK community. This is what, like, this is do or die for, like, those of us that have weathered the storm, right? Because there's like two groups of people. There's people that sit there and bitch and complain on Twitter that MK11 is the worst fighting game to ever come out, right? There's those people. Especially the ones that make money off of it, right? I think it's like disingenuous when people in my position that stream and make YouTube and make money off of MK and then they like shit on it. And then there's the other people that do like MK, and then some of those, again, the other side of that is that there's shills that allegedly NetherRealm hires and pays to like talk about MK, which, I mean, I've mostly been positive about the game throughout its lifespan. Like I've said some critical things, but I've always maintained that I love this game and I enjoy playing it and I don't want to stop, right? So like, yeah, even when I get mad and frustrated, I talk shit, but I still enjoy the game. I've always enjoyed the game. And there are some people that think that if you enjoy the game, you're a shill. But to the best of my knowledge, I don't know anyone who has ever been paid by Warner Brothers or NetherRealm to talk about the game positively. I mean, I talk to other influencers. I talk to other streamers and shit all the fucking time, right? And if Ketchup and Mustard, who are probably like the biggest content creators in the NetherRealm specific community, right? Like, Ketchup and Mustard aren't being paid. Maximilian isn't getting paid, right? Those are like the two, and Sajam. Those are the three big, like, mainstream fighting game content creators, right? Those are the names that, okay, even if you don't play MK, if you're into fighting games, you know who Ketchup and Mustard is, right? And if you only play MK and you don't follow anything else in the fighting game scene, you'll at least know who Maximilian and Sajam are, right? And I don't know of any of those three names getting paid by NetherRealm. Like, it's unheard of to me, right? I don't know, right? If Ketchup and Mustard are getting paid, then they must be very good at keeping secrets because they've been doing this shit for years and they've never, no one has ever been led to believe that there's never been any hard evidence that they get paid. So those of us that love this game that legitimately love playing this game are at kind of a crossroads right now. We're at a point now where, like, honestly, it's do or die time of people that enjoy it, right? If people enjoy this game and, like, that's it and we keep playing it, then the game will never die. That's just, like, people still play Super Turbo. And I feel people still play Third Strike. And I've said that MK11 is the Third Strike of NetherRealm, right? So far, they haven't made a game that's as technical and good as MK11, right? And people say that Third Strike is the most technical, high-level, deepest Street Fighter ever. So, like, I'm not saying that MK11 is equal to Third Strike. I'm saying that if Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are two alternate universes, Street Fighter is Marvel, right, and Mortal Kombat is DC, then, like, if Street Fighter has Thor, Mortal Kombat has Superman, Street Fighter has Third Strike, MK has MK11. They're like they're metaphorically the same. They're similar. So I think that it's kind of up to those of us that still like the game to continue playing it and still do cool shit. And, hopefully people like me that, put a lot of effort into the community and do a lot for MK11. Hopefully people will continue to support me doing stuff with MK11. I'll do other games. Like I've always put game content for other games up. I just haven't found a game that I've enjoyed as much as MK11. Like, that's just true facts. The reason why I don't have a whole lot of, like, Guilty Gear content is, like, I just don't like it as much as MK11. I like it. I love it. It's a great game. Like, I don't have as much fun as I do playing MK11, right? Other fighting games like Tekken or anything else, like, I just don't enjoy them. I enjoy playing, or I do enjoy them, but I don't enjoy them as much as I enjoy MK11. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think that we'll pivot too much. I'll start doing more content with other games, other stuff, other memes. It's got to be shit I can meme on. But I'm still going to do Mortal Kombat stuff, and we're still going to do the Beef Set League, dude. That shit's too much fun. And I'm not a sellout, right? I do the content that I want to do because I think it's funny, and I'm glad that you guys think it's funny. But we're going to find out who the bitch asses are, right? We're going to find out because all the people that said they loved MK back when it was like the hot shit, right? Now we're going to find out when they abandoned him. You know, that's why I give love to the MKX community, because you got people like Hayham and shit that like never stopped, right? MK11 came out and they never stopped playing X. And that's kind of what I'm going to be, is like, excuse me, whatever fucking Marvel versus fucking DC or whatever shit, right? Whatever dumb shit NetherRealm comes out with, I will play it, right? I'm going to check it out. I check out all fighting games. But I'm not going to stop playing MK11. And there's still going to be tournaments and events for MK11 until this new game comes out. And even when the new game comes out, my goal is to make it to where like MK11 doesn't die ever. Like there's always going to be a community and there's always going to be people grinding and sweating and having a good time with MK11. Like I feel like now is the time for me to expand MK11 even further, right? Because all the bitch asses who are like on the MK train but not really like into MK11 with the fake passion and the fake fucking the fake hype, all those are going to slowly drop. And the one who has the actual passion and joy for this game and the one who has the actual hype for this game is going to be I'm going to be in there because I'm still going to be doing content for it. I'm still going to be doing shit, right? And all the fucking Fairweather fans are going to go play something else. They'll go play Among Us or something. That's fine. I've never followed the leader. I lead by example, right? And I would like my community to not follow trends, buck the trends, do your own thing. It just happened that Mortal Kombat was trending at the same time I was getting on board, right? So I was parallel to the trend, but I didn't do it because it was the hottest, newest game when it came out, and I didn't do it because it still had a strong community. I did it because I loved it, and now I'm going to continue to do it, and all the people that just kind of like fucking competed but were disingenuous and insincere, they're going to drop off, and I'll be fine. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. This is definitely going to be a weird time. I'm going to be watching the MK community. My channel is like recently started doing really well on like YouTube and whatnot. And it felt like we were starting to get the ball rolling and things started snowballing in a positive direction. And it's a little hurtful for me because it's like, damn, you know, I was making a lot of traction on growing my channels and all that with the MK community. And it was like when Combat Pack 3 drops, I'm going to be situated in a good place, right? I have a very large community. I have a lot of viewers and subs and things like that. When that shit pops out, those people are going to go and say, wow, this is an established channel. He's got 1,000 viewers. His videos do well. They'll check me out. My channel can grow. But now that there's no Combat Pack 3 happening, it's like, all right, well, shit. I'm going to have to start putting out other kinds of content if I want my channel to continue to grow. And I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. But I'm still going to do MK stuff. I'm not going to stop that. It's just kind of, all right. Like, I did not expect that I would have to pivot so quickly. It does suck for me. It sucks for those of us that wanted more from MK11, but we shouldn't be surprised. And again, at the end of the day, it just means that we're going to get a new game. So what we do between now and that new game is going to determine how much, how much people were walking the walk and talking the talk about actually enjoying this game. I imagine that the community will get a little bit smaller. My hope is that the community actually grows and that the game's meta stays evolving, because people are still finding new tech for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? People are like talking about Omega Red resets and shit like that. And it's like, dude, that game is like been dead and not been updated. I mean, and they're still finding tech for Omega Red. And he was like a low tier character. And people are like, yo, this tech might blow the game wide open, man. Omega Red's going to take out MSP. And shit like that gets found all the time with Marvel too. And I feel like that's fucking cool that MK11 is now at that point, right? It's at that point where it's established who people who are good, people that can get good. There's a lot of resources. I'm probably one of the main resources for getting good at this game on YouTube. So we're going to see the game evolve in interesting directions. Now that there's no hope for a patch, people are going to have to actually just get good, right? You can't sit there and be like the average NetherRealm player of like, oh man, when they nerf Cetrion, then I'll start winning. It's like, nah, dude. Nah, she's not getting nerfed. You're going to have to either beat her or join her. So that's going to be interesting to watch the meta evolve, to see if the meta stagnates. And see if new tech is discovered, because people are going to really start fine-tuning tech. A lot of the problem with the NetherRealm community is they don't really look for, like, there's a few people looking for tech and posting for tech, but there's not a lot. It's like find the optimal combo and find some cheap shit and then roll your face across the controller, right? And that's kind of how people have explored MK games, and they've always stopped because a new game was announced and the old game gets dropped. But it feels like now it's been so long, it'll be so long before the new game actually releases. People are going to have something to do. So they may start exploring more intricately the tech in this game. We may find a whole bunch of new shit we never even thought of in the past 2 years because people are going to actually look. I feel like for the past 2 years, people haven't really been looking. They've been trying to find stuff that's obviously cheap, but not necessarily stuff that just changes the meta. People forget that, like, you know, stuff like a lot of tech that eventually, like Korean backdash, wasn't discovered overnight in Tekken. You know, it took a while to like cultivate and evolve that into what it is. Combos were found like early on in fighting games, so that's a bad example. But other things, other weird bugs and things, I can't think of any examples. I'm sure you guys could think of some bugs and glitches and things that actually enhanced the game and made them better, weren't discovered until way late in the game's lifespan, and then it became, so core and integral to the game that they brought it into other games, like triangle jumping, right? Triangle jumps in Marvel vs. Capcom. We use that one, a lot, because I really broke into like the fighting game scene through Marvel vs. Capcom and talking to guys like Mike Chaos and Clockwork, hanging out with those guys. So I'm more familiar with the history of the Marvel scene for the most part. And so like triangle jumps was like technology, like the ROM combo wasn't even found until like way into that game's lifespan, right? People had already fucking moved on to other games when they discovered ROM combo and ROM infinites and triangle jump nonsense, and that blew everything wide open. So MK could be in that situation. Hopefully we find some cool stuff. My ultimate goal is that and this is like more of a call to action to you guys, right? We fucking keep going hard and doing what we got to do for MK11 if we really enjoy it and we really have fun playing it, to kind of demand another combat pack, right? If they keep making money and they see MK11 growing and growing, the game is already designed to receive more and more DLC, right? They can add another patch and make more characters. All the shit is in place to do that. So like if we just really like just drilled home how much we love MK11 and supported the game, went to tournaments, fucking hung out at locals and shit. If we continue to support the game, that groundswell grassroots movement that, created things like Evolution and CEO and all that, and we could have a grassroots movement to keep MK11 alive, and NetherRealm and Warner Brothers wouldn't say no to money. But, how likely that would happen? Not very likely, but it is something that, like, as an ultimate dream, right? The ultimate dream is we Mortal Kombat 11 players get so big and bad that they can't ignore us and they give us another Combat Pack 3. Or at least a balance patch. At least a balance patch. But I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys, YouTube watchers watching this later, what do you guys think about MK11 being dead? What do we do now? What do we do now? Comments, subscribe, all of that shit, right? And we'll figure it out, but I'm still going to keep playing a lot of MK.